solving multi-step equations. So this is going in your notebook.
I don't know my last name.
Solving multi-step equations. So my fancy way for you to remember how to solve a multi-step equation is don't call me after midnight. I'll be sleeping. Don't call me after midnight. So the D in don't call me after midnight, the D in don't, stands for distribute. First thing you're always going to do is check to see if there's anything for you to distribute. So that's multiply the number outside the parentheses by what's inside. So first thing you're always going to check, distribute. If there's nothing to distribute, then we move on. Then we move on to call. The C in call stands for combine like terms. Like terms have to be on the same side of the equal sign, and when you combine them, you're going to use the same sign. So it's same side and same sign. The M stands for move variable. Today we're not going to have to move any variables, but when we come to class next time, then we're going to move the variables. So today, the M, which stands for move variables, we're going to be able to skip this step every time today. We'll throw that in next time. Moving variables is always when the variables are on opposite sides of the equal sign, and we have to get them together. And when they're on opposite sides, then we use the opposite sign. So we've got opposite sides and opposite sign. Then my A, the after stands for add and subtract. And the M, last but not least, multiply or divide. And this checklist will get you through any crazy equation we possibly could throw at you. All right, you ready to see the math that goes with this? Don't call me after midnight. Maybe. You're like, I'm really ready for lunch, if we're being honest. So the first one we're going to look at, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to stay with the same thing that we've been doing, just so you can get an idea of what I mean by don't call me after midnight. So if we look at 2.5x minus 13 equals 2, the don't wants to know, do I have anything to distribute? No. So done. I did the don't. There's nothing to do. Then call stands for combine like terms. I don't have any like terms. Everything that's on the left side of my equation is different, right? I have a variable and then I have a constant. On my right side, I just have a constant. There's nothing to combine it with. So I don't have any like terms to combine. So I'm even done with my second step. We already said we're not moving any variables today, so that's gone. So all I have to do is add or subtract and then multiply or divide. So the first thing I want to do is decide, do I add or subtract? We know, because we're professional at two-step equations, that we add, right? Which leaves me with 2.5 x equals 15. So now I've completed the after step. And then I want to know, midnight tells me multiply or divide. When I look at this, I know I have to divide by 2.5 on both sides, which leaves me with x equals 6. And I've also completed my midnight step. I've got my answer. Life is good. That part we're used to, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to take it and make it a little bit harder. If I change it to a new problem, are you going to panic? We're ready? All right. My new problem says negative 12 equals 9x minus 6x plus 15. So don't call me after midnight. Do I have anything I can distribute? No, there's no, I don't have any parentheses there, right? There's nothing that I can actually bring inside the parentheses. So my distribute, no good. What about like terms? Do I have any like terms I can combine? Yeah, I do, right? I've got a 9x and I've got a 6x. So now because they're on the same side, I do exactly what it says. I don't have to worry about using opposite signs. I'm just going to take 9x and subtract 6x. When I take 9x and I subtract 6x, I have 3 x's left. And then I bring down everything else. So my plus 15 equals negative 12. And now at this point, so I've combined my like terms. I know I'm not moving any variables.
You add 15 both sides.
I got to get that 15 to the other side, right? So if it's being added, I'm going to subtract it. I subtract it. And when I'm subtracting negative numbers, they both have negative signs, so I'm really adding them together.
That's always a negative.
Yep, but it's going to stay negative, so I get negative 27 equals 3x. So now I've done my adding and subtracting. Last but not least, I got to multiply or divide. And I'm going to choose to divide by 3 on both sides, which gives me negative 9. Bam. And I'm done. Got my answer, completed all my steps. Life is good. What if I asked you to solve 2n plus 3 equals 9 and negative 2x minus 10x plus 12 equals 18? The first one I know you know how to do. We're doing those in our sleep at this point, right? Yeah. We get excited when they show up on a test. Just to get them right. Don't call me after midnight. So this first one, I'm professional. I'm just going to subtract the 3, right? I end up with 2n equals 6. And then I divide by 2. And I get n equals 3. I'm a math genius. Now this next one, a little bit trickier, right? I don't have anything to distribute because I don't have any parentheses, but I do notice right away that I do have like terms that I can combine. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine those like terms, and a negative 2 minus 10 more gives me negative 12x plus 12 equals 18. Then I got to get rid of that plus 12. So, perfect. So I get negative 12x equals 6. Then what do I do?
You divide 12 under.
Divide by that negative 12. And I want to make sure I bring that negative along so that I get rid of it. And I end up with x equals negative 1/2 or negative 0.5. Either one is acceptable. All right, let's see if this is challenging. I don't think it's going to be. I think you guys are crushing this. What if I said 2, open parentheses, 1 minus x, close parentheses, plus 3 equals negative 8? The first thing I'm going to say to you is don't call me after midnight. Don't call me after midnight. I am tired from taking care of Logan all day, and I will be sleeping. Do I have anything I can distribute? Yay, finally I get to distribute, right? So when I distribute, I'm going to bring this 2 into the 1 and the negative x. So I get 2 times 1 gives me 2. 2 times negative x gives me negative 2x. And then I'm just going to bring down everything else. So now I've distributed. Do I have any like terms?
No. Well, yeah.
Ooh, yes, I do, right? I don't have any like terms that have variables in them, but I do have 2 constants, right? I have this 2 and this 3.
Yes.
So I can combine that 2 and that 3, and I'm going to do exactly what it says. It says a positive 2 plus 3 gives me 5. And then I'm going to bring everything else down. So now I have a minus 2x equals negative 8. And now we're back to our 2-step equation that we rock at. So from here on out, we know exactly what to do. We're going to get rid of this 5. I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides, which is going to leave me with negative 2x equals negative 13. And then I'm going to divide by negative 2, which gives me my final answer of x equals 6.5. Or 6.5 if you're a fraction fan. So a little more to it, but not too much. But I think you're ready for even more. A little bit fancier. Negative 4, open parentheses, 2m plus 5, close parentheses, minus 3m equals 35. So now It's totally up to you. If you want to write down the don't call me after midnight and check it off as you go through to make sure you know what you're doing, you can. If you don't need to do that, if you can just kind of go through it mentally in your head, that's completely fine. I'm not going to be looking to see that you're writing down don't call me after midnight. It's just to help you. So when I look at this problem, right off the bat, I say, okay, do I have to distribute anything? Heck yeah, I got to distribute that -4. I'm bringing the -4 into the 2m and the 5. When I do that, I get -4 times 2m gives me -8m. -4 times 5, -20. Bring down the rest, -3m equals 35. Do I have like terms?
Yes.
Yeah, -8m and a -3. So when I combine those, I get -11m. Bring down my -20 equals 35. And now I'm just finishing my two-step equation by adding 20 to both sides. So I get -11m equals 55. I divide by my -11. And I get m equals -5. Easy as can be for you? Yes. Awesome.